all, welcome to ShareTreck. Today is the 28th of January 2022 and it's around 12:30 in the afternoon. I was a little bit off weather yesterday and had a bit of a low energy. So today I'm really glad to be back. I'm feeling great and the market is looking great too. So let's quickly have a look at the daily updates. There are some exciting news in the CRISPR field which I'm going to share with you shortly. And we'll keep this video brief and we'll directly go on to talk about our technical analysis for today's market action. So the first good news item I have for you is the news that both Excision, which is a privately held company, and Moderna are both going to battle HIV. In fact, they are simultaneously starting their trials. And if you recollect, yesterday I had talked to you about Excision commencing human trials for its CRISPR-based HIV treatment. Today we have news that Moderna is also starting its mRNA-based HIV therapy. This field has been very risky for many companies over the years. And in fact, I had read some media articles where it was mentioned that many pharma companies are getting fed up and less interested in the HIV field. So this is really good for all those people who are suffering from HIV, that there's a renewed interest and this is a welcome development. Last month, Merck was hit with 13 clinical holds for a slate of trials for an HIV therapy. These 6 full holds and 7 partial ones cover the entire clinical development program for Merck's islatravir. I hope I have pronounced it right. These medicine names are a mouthful. Islatravir, which is being tested as a pre-exposure prophylaxis and HIV-1 treatment and for other preventative measures. So that's what is happening. I would like to mention that Excision is not getting as much public attention as Moderna has, because Moderna has a higher profile and it's more newsworthy. But I think Excision has got a great game going, and we need to have a look at this company. Of course, it is privately held, but they may have collaborations with other companies and which are publicly listed, and that way you can get a piece of the action, or maybe they may come up with the IPO sometime soon. So this is wonderful news. And now let us turn our attention to the markets. So VXN is looking so beautiful right now. It's come down to 34.37. It's down 6.20% today. That is excellent. And you see this gap here between these from here to here on 21st of January. We just jumped over. So in charting, we always say the gaps have to be filled. So this gap has been completely filled. So now we have the prospects of either coming down and facing our first resistance in this blue line, which is a 100-day exponential moving average, or with this purple line, which is the 250-day simple moving average. But before that, we have support at 30.70, we have a support at 27.73, and then at 26.85, and then at 24.87. So it's a long way down. You have to be patient, and we'll have to preserve our dollars because things are still volatile. The volatility, even though it is coming down, if you notice, it has been higher than anything we have seen since the 3rd of December 2021. So that's the story behind it. And if you look at the 10-year yields, they are going down again. And we have NASDAQ at 2.12% gain. That's around 283 points. And I have to mention that after IBM gave an upbeat earnings speech and projection, after Microsoft did the same, after Tesla did a great blockbuster announcement of earnings, we now have Apple, which has not only given a great earning results. You can check that out in a separate video elsewhere. It's all over the place on the net. But also they have said that they are not worried about the supply chain concerns coming out of the semiconductor shortage. So that's really going to help reassure the market about especially some semiconductor supply chain issues. At least that's what I feel. And so we can see that NASDAQ has gone up. Let us quickly move on to our biotech shares. And when we look at this biotech sector, everything is looking green. And I'm just sorting this out based on the biggest winner. Today, Editas for some reason is lagging behind at minus 1.15%, which is just 20 cents, whereas PACB is on the top of the pile. PACB is doing well with a 48 cents gain and a 5.20% jump. And I'm going to turn over to a 3-month view. So each candle here is an hour. So we can see that we really have had a good deal of a jump out here. Our RSI has also picked up and our MACD is crossing over to the signal line. Now if we come back to the 1-day view, we'll see that the MACD is still trying to come over and move towards the signal line, whereas the RSI has picked up. So we are moving in the right direction, but we still need to have a few more days of continuous upward swings for the MACD to cross over. So everything is looking good right now for PACB. Overall, the market is also looking positive, but we may lose a bit of the gains by the end of the day, but so far so good. Let's look at Teladoc. Teladoc is up 5.02%. It has got a support here at 70.35, which is with the 100-day EMA. And if I was to zoom out, you can see that we have this red line here, which I'm going to extend further. Now this is going to be another support. I'm going to turn that into green. That is, it should be green. So this is going to give more support for Teladoc. Teladoc is moving sideways. Today there's a spurt upwards, but I don't think we are out of the woods yet for Teladoc. We need the overall market to improve further. And remember, even though everything looks positive today right now, the market is still volatile. Nothing has been resolved as yet. It's just that the good results from the tech companies is giving a halo effect to the rest of the market. So we need to have some good news from our CRISPR sector also in order for us to sustain these gains. So hold on to your dollars and be careful. Next is Vertex. Vertex is up 4.65%, and we have fortunately crossed one of the resistance that we had. And I'm going to mark that into support. This is going to be marked green. So it was at 234.58. Now, if we look at the MACD is absolutely bullish. And when I look at the RSI is going towards the overbought. And if you look at the earnings from Vertex, they have had a surprise of 8 cents, and they reported yesterday. And that is also giving them a bit of a shot in the arm. And as I mentioned earlier, Vertex is on a bullish channel. And I think good things are going to happen for Vertex. And Vertex, along with CRISPR, will be the two companies out of the pack first and notching a lot of gains, in my opinion. In fact, I'm quite impressed with what CRISPR has done so far. And I have the idea for another video because I'm getting more and more convinced about the business case with CRISPR. I'll talk about that later. Now let us look at the MACD. It's looking absolutely bullish, and our RSI is going towards overbought. So there could be a bit of a pause in the gains. We have a handsome gain of 4.78%. That is $10.90. We'll take that, and hopefully we stay above the support for the end of the day. Next, we come to Intelia, which is down, which is up 3.12%. That is $2.57. And we are well above this green line, which we have been tracking for quite a while, which has been giving us a support. And we are right now knocking at the doors of our resistance, which happens to be at 87.07. And our MACD is looking kind of just about to cross over. MACD is just about to cross over, so it is bullish. And we have a RSI which is picking up and it's going above neutral, so everything is looking good out here. So Intelia should probably retain the gains that it has already made and probably stay there before the end of the market. And hopefully we are able to go above this resistance of 87.07 in the next couple of days. Next, let us look at Beam. Beam is up 3.28%, and we are still in the long-term view, and all my bullish divergence thesis has gone out of the window because the curves have changed now. So I'm just going to delete them and start afresh. So let us look at where we are right now. We are just below the resistance, which is at around 65.12, and our MACD is looking bearish, just about turning towards the signal line, so we can look at a bounce back from here. And our RSI is also picking up. So if I go to the one-day view, we can see that we are just about to cross, the MACD is just about to cross the signal line. So things are looking bullish for Beam. So I would expect that we remain positive today and maybe retain this gain of 2.23 by the end of business today. So we still have got around 3.5 hours to go. It's just 12:30 right now. So anything can happen between now and then. And remember, the market is volatile, so all this green could become red by the end of the day, and I wouldn't be surprised. Except for ARCG, which is at 2.84%, and the momentum is picking up for ARCG, as well as the MACD is still bearish, but tending towards the signal line. So I see some optimism out there. ARCG has got a lot of constituent biotech companies in its holdings. So it's very difficult to say how ARCG will turn around. But if the other companies underlying, like Teladoc and all, are doing pretty well, so I would expect ARCG to notch a positive gain today and stay above zero. $0 gain, so that will be around maybe $1 or $1.50 in that range. It's very difficult to say at this point of time because we still want to see the MACD crossover, and that has not happened. However, the histogram out here shows the decreasing gap between the signal line and the MACD. So I'm optimistic that we are going to retain this positive gain. Let's go on to CRISPR. It's up 2.69%. That is $1.54. And the MACD is tending towards the signal line, and as we can see in the histogram, it's getting narrower and narrower. So anytime now, the MACD will cross the signal line, and we should get a bit of a bump out of it. Our support is at two levels. The first one is 250-day simple moving average, and that is around 59.93. And the second one is 100-day exponential moving average, which is at 59.75. And if I was to zoom out to a long-term view, we can see that we have this red line out here, which I'm going to convert into a green line. And if I draw that down further, now this is also going to be another support that we have. Our MACD is tending towards the signal lines. That is good. Our RSI is picking up and going towards neutral and probably beyond. So that's also a good sign. So overall, I feel comfortable that CRISPR is moving in the right direction. This is a good company, and I would hope that it's going to catch the positive wind and stay positive going forward. Next, I'm looking at Verve, which is up 2.75%. You see the sharp jump out here. Let's go to the one-day view first. And in the one-day view, we can see that the MACD has crossed the signal line, and it's going to tend upwards. You can see the tiny green histograms showing the positive divergence from the signal line for the MACD, and also the RSI is going sidewards. It's not very healthy, but we'll take that. We have a positive gain of 0.73 cents today, and that's pretty good for Verve considering how it performed yesterday. And I would like to move on to the 3-month view to get a perspective of where we are. I'm going to extend this line out here and extend this line out here. So it doesn't seem that our situation has changed much with regard to Verve, except for the positive today. I don't know why that is happening, but it has happened and we'll take it. But it's a volatile market. Maybe that is why. We have PFE at 2.09. Pfizer is doing pretty well. It's gained $1.11. And the MACD is looking bullish for Pfizer. And the RSI is going towards the overbought side. It's not yet there yet, so we have some more room to go up. So Pfizer is doing well. Let's look at IMTX, our newest entry in the fray. It's up 0.94%, and it has gone above our support of 9.65, and I hope it stays up there. You can see that the MACD is sharply turned around and intersected the signal line. That's a very good sign. I like that. And also our RSI has picked up. So I'm hoping that IMTX stays positive till the end of the day. And then we would be comfortable that this support has been retested and we are happy with it. Regeneron is up 1.26%, that is $7.66. And we have been able to just go above this red line out here, which was the outer bounds. So it seems like we already have a breakout in sight. So I'll watch this very carefully. Let me go to a one-day time frame. So this is the red line that we had. And we have gone about it, and now we are going to retest it. So if we retest and jump, like we have already retested it here, and now we are doing it here. So this should be probably the final retest, and then we should be moving upward from here. And our next resistance at that time will be around 619.54. So that's what I have for Regeneron. MACD is again going over the signal line, and as I mentioned earlier, RSI is almost neutral, but it's not too bad. It's a bit weak, but hopefully it will pick up given the situation that we are in. Bluebird is at 1.10% gain. That is a gain of $8, and it's a very weak candle where the bears have been struggling to keep it down, and the bulls have been trying to push it up. So we have an inverted hammer, and our MACD is still bearish. The momentum is just about picking up, so the verdict is out on blue. It may probably end up red in the day. Again, remember, it's a volatile market. All the green that we are seeing here can evaporate in a minute. So trust me, you got to you cannot discount any drastic movements in this market. Next, let's go to Novartis, which is up 0.61%, and it has got a resistance which happens to be at 85.75, and we also have a support which is the 100-day EMA, which is at 85.42. And this is going to be the next support for the stock in case it comes down. Our signal line is going downwards, and our MACD is trying to cross over it, so that's a positive sign, but it hasn't crossed over yet. So we still have a few minutes to watch this before we can declare anything positive. RSI is also almost neutral, and it's kind of falling down a bit. So it's not looking great for Novartis, but given the overall market condition, it may have a little more positive, but anything can happen before the end of the day. Nothing can be confirmed about Novartis right now. Editas is down 1.15%. I don't know why, but the MACD is crossed over the signal line, and it's coming down again. So things are not looking great for Editas. And yeah, let us look at what happens at the end of the day. If we retain all this growth, and if the market gets some confidence from what Apple declared yesterday in its result, and also its positive outlook for the next quarter, coupled with what IBM had said and what Microsoft had said, then we should be having more of green days going forward, at least in the tech sector, and that could probably reflect a bit on the growth sector, which would include our CRISPR shares. But all these gains are very tenuous, so if there is some profit to be made, I think I would go ahead and book some profits and wait for things to fall down further. For example, if I had 1,000 shares of say Vertex, I may probably take profit in maybe 200 shares and wait for the prices to fall down and buy it back again. This is something I would do, and I'm looking forward to my ARCG coming back into positive. It's in deep red right now. I had bought it last week, so I am also waiting and watching. And that's all I got, my friends, and thank you for coming and watching this video, and thanks for all the support you have given so far. Please press the like button so more people can view this video. Bye for now, until next time.